Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Come on in, I'll tell you about a little town of Bethabara. In the late summer of 1752, Bishop Gottlieb Spangenberg, along with 5 brethren, came on horseback into Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. They did this in accordance with the instructions from the leaders of the Moravian Church in England. They came to find suitable tracts for land and settlement and agriculture.
Oh, salutations, Brother Drew. It is I, Brother David. I was wondering, was there a certain person who suggested that you buy this land in North Carolina?
Hello, Brother David. Yes, indeed. There was this guy named Lord Granville, and he suggested buying land in his territory in North Carolina, and it later became known as Wachovia.
Wow, fascinating, but how did y'all deal with the initial expenses of settlement?
Well, I'll tell you. The initial expenses were paid by 26 different shareholders.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Brother Drew.
Nice to see you, Brother David.
Nice to see you. Have a blessed day, Brother Drew.
This memorial was originally placed at the first cabin of the Brethren in Wachovia.
Oh, hello there. This was the site of the first doctor's laboratory in 1759. In this doctor's laboratory, the doctors treated people of the entire region, and they performed the common practice of this time of bloodletting. Hello, and welcome to Bethabara. This Bethabara fort, or palisade, was constructed because Bethabara was actually located on the ancient trail to Virginia. This led to many tribes of Indians passing through Bethabara all the time, such as the Cherokee, the Catawba, and the Creek tribes. This led to unrest in Bethabara, but most of the time this was unjustified because the Indian tribes actually never attacked Bethabara. Greetings again. It is I and Brother John, here to inform you a little bit more about this great town of Bethabara. The Moravians living in Bethabara were pretty passive, so they would not get involved in war. This was exemplified when the Brethren declined to make a petition to ask for military protection because of the unrest of the local Indian tribes. Here's Brother John. He's going to inform you upon the original mission of the Brethren. Go ahead, take it away.
So, the main goal of Moravians was to establish their religion in the Cherokee Nation. And the Cherokees wanted the Moravians to come here to learn and use their schools to better educate them. And most of the Cherokees that were in these schools of the Moravians later went on to become chiefs and leaders of the nation.
Indeed, 'tis true. When the Moravian settlement of the Wachovia tract first began, the established church was the Church of England. Usually, individual freedom to worship was not interfered with.
This here was the first Moravian congregational house in North Carolina, and it was consecrated in 1756. What took place here were church services and meals, and it provided living quarters for the minister's family. These meetings were signified by the town bell in the middle of the community.
In Bethabara, the Moravians used a choir system, which divided their members into different groups based on age, gender, and marital status. Nevertheless, the importance of the individual family was a vital part of this community. In the early years, when families would come, houses would be provided for them.
Because of the French and Indian War and the growing fear of Indian attacks on the surrounding land, this 5-sided palisade was built. Inside of this palisade was something called bastions. These bastions allowed for a man to see up and down the fort and allowed for a greater defense against Indian attacks.
In 1759, news of Cherokee attacks on surrounding areas such as the Yadkin area worried the settlers in Bethabara. However, the Cherokee never attacked Bethabara.
In 1755, the first Moravian potter in North Carolina moved into his pottery shop right here in Bethabara. His name was Gottfried Ost. Thousands of shards of pottery and other Moravian artifacts have been recovered from what is considered one of the most important archaeological sites of colonial America.
Between November 1754 and June 1755, this large dwelling was built by and for the single men of Bethabara. This dwelling served and provided dining, assembly, and sleeping quarters, along as a chapel and dwelling for the married and the unmarried men and older boys.
Greetings, Brother John.
Oh, hello, brother.
This locksmith and gunsmith shop was established in 1759. People from all over came to Bethabara to visit the talented Moravian craftsmen. The congregation store was opened in 1759 in Bethabara, and it played an important part in the community. It provided basic goods not only for Moravians, but for people of many miles around. It was a shipping port for Moravian goods sent into trade, especially into Charleston, South Carolina.